Antonio Manuel de Oliveira Guterres GCC-GCL is a Portuguese politician serving since 2017 as the 9th Secretary-General of the United Nations. A member of the Portuguese Socialist Party. He served as Prime Minister of Portugal from 1995 to 2002. Guterres served as Secretary-General of the Socialist Party from 1992 to 2002. He was elected Prime Minister of Portugal in 1995 and resigned in 2002. After the Socialist Party was defeated in the 2001 Portuguese local elections. After 6 years governing without an absolute majority and with a bad economy. The Socialist Party did worse than expected because of losses in Lisbon and Porto, where polls indicated they had a solid lead. Eduardo Ferro Rodrigues assumed the Socialist Party leadership. But the general election was lost to the Social Democratic Party, led by José Manuel Barroso. Guterres served as president of the Socialist International from 1999 to 2005. He was the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees from 2005 to 2015. In both 2012 and 2014 polls, the Portuguese public ranked him the best prime minister of the previous 30 years. Guterres was born and raised in Lisbon, Portugal, the son of Virgílio Dias Guterres and Hilda Cândida de Oliveira. He attended the Camões Lyceum, where he graduated in 1965, winning the National Lyceum's award as the best student in the country. He studied physics and electrical engineering at Instituto Superior Técnico Technical University of Lisbon in Lisbon. He graduated in 1971 and started an academic career as an assistant professor teaching systems theory and telecommunication signals, before leaving academic life to start a political career. Guterres' political career began in 1974, when he became a member of the Socialist Party. Shortly thereafter, he quit academic life and became a full-time politician. In the period following the Carnation Revolution of the 25th of April 1974 that put an end to Caetano's dictatorship, Guterres became involved in Socialist Party leadership and held the following offices. Guterres was a member of the team that negotiated the terms of Portugal's entry into the European Union in the late 1970s. He was a founding member of the Portuguese Refugee Council in 1991. In 1992, after the Socialists' third consecutive defeat in parliamentary elections, Guterres became Secretary-General of the Socialist Party and leader of the opposition during Aníbal Cavaco Silva's government. At the time, he was the party's third leader in 6 years. He was also selected as one of the 25 vice presidents of the Socialist International in September 1992. His election represented a break with tradition for the Socialists. Not only was Guterres not associated with either the faction around then-President and former Prime Minister Mário Soares or the party's left wing led by Guterres' predecessor Sampaio, but he was also a devout Catholic, running counter to the party's historical secularism. He consulted with Portugal's civil society in formulating policy, meeting a range of intellectuals, scientists and entrepreneurs from across the country and the political spectrum in the run-up to the next general election. Aníbal Cavaco Silva did not seek a fourth term as Prime Minister of Portugal and the Socialist Party won the 1995 parliamentary election. President Soares appointed Guterres as Prime Minister and his cabinet took the oath of office on 28 October that year. Guterres ran on a platform of keeping a tight hold on budget spending and inflation in a bid to ensure that Portugal met the euro convergence criteria by the end of the decade, as well as increasing rates of participation in the labor market, especially among women, improving tax collection and cracking down on tax evasion, increased involvement of the mutual and non-profit sectors in providing welfare services, a means-tested guaranteed minimum income, and increased investment in education. He was then one of 7 social democratic prime ministers in the European Union, joining political allies in Spain, Denmark, Finland, Sweden, Greece and the Netherlands, with a style markedly different from that of his predecessor, and based on dialogue and discussion with all sections of society. Guterres was a popular prime minister in his first years in office. Portugal was enjoying an economic expansion that allowed the socialists to reduce budget deficits, while increasing welfare spending and creating new conditional cash transfer programs. His government also accelerated the program of privatizations that Cavaco Silva's government had begun. 29 companies were privatized between 1996 and 1999, with proceeds from privatizations in 1996-97 greater than those of the previous 6 years. And the public sector's share of GDP halved from 11% in 1994 to 5.5% 5 years later. Share ownership was also widened, with 800,000 people investing in Portugal Telecom upon its privatization in 1996 and 750,000 applying for shares in Electricidade de Portugal. In 1998, Guterres